I feel hungry. It's already like 10 o'clock in the evening, so I have to find ways for me to be able to eat. So I have to go out for a while. I am actually living in a villa which is gated. I mean, there is a security door. No one can enter it easily. So I'll have to dial it and then I'll have to enter. So I am out now. So the best way to go to the restaurant or any fast food or any store is just to walk. So this is a long way for me to walk. It's already 10 o'clock in the evening and it's humid, it's hot, but I have to endure the time that I have to walk. Anyway, I have a breathable clothing right now, so it is not suffocated. I'm not suffocated with the temperature. I mean, air can pass through. I learned about sweating. The sweating, there are two glands that produces sweat. One is eccrine and the other one is apocrine. The eccrine glands, the eccrine gland is actually producing salty sweat. The apocrine gland is more on protein, and I came to know that the sweat itself doesn't have a smell. Only when the bacteria spoil the protein that is being produced by apocrine glands, that smell is becoming very obvious. So, and you noticed also that the children still, even if they are perspiring, they do not emit some kind of bad odor because during the time, only after puberty, the apocrine gland is not yet active. So that is the reason why they, even if they do sweat, their sweat do not produce a bad odor. So right now guys, we are walking and the road that we are just passing through is a service road. This is a narrow road, so only one way to the other end, and the other also can cross. So it would take a little bit longer for us to walk from this place towards the fast food, and I believe the nearest fast food that we can have tonight is KFC, I think. Yeah. Or if I'm going to be healthy, of course, I'll just pass through the Millennium Restaurant where you remember the price tag, which I purchased banana yet in the price of parsley. This was crazy, and I forgive the person who tagged it wrongly. Maybe he is exhausted, but for sure, for us who is a consumer, we should be wise enough and we should be checking the goods that we are buying, not just because that you have you can pay or you're able to pay. The value of the goods that you are buying in terms of monetary aspect, it is important. So you're not just simply spending, especially this time that the resources are depleting. For example, in my case, I have been out of money for the first 5 months, because the previous company that I was in, they have frozen, our salaries, not only me, and there was a delay also, and the delay compounded into several months, and to a point where when we calculated it, it totaled to 5 months. So wow, And I was actually questioning, how did I survive? I didn't sing I will survive, but I was questioning, I will survive. How I did I survive in the last 5 months wherein I was denied to receive my salary. So not only me, a lot of other employees also are experiencing the same. So how did I manage? Really, I don't know how did I manage. Really, I just squeeze a lot of the budget that I have, and I remember only eating like kubos or the French bread, the longer one, which made me able to survive because that bread alone is very huge. So when you eat it all, you are already solved, and that's only like less than 3 dirhams. So if you're going to consume that entire bread for a day, you're already solved. Yeah, that's one thing. I think that's a tip for all those who are saving, and to those who are experiencing financial loss. Of course, you have to think of a saving scheme if there is a need for you to adjust, and if there is a need for you to adjust even your tummy, for as long as you are still getting the minimum carbohydrate requirements also during this time that there is pandemic, and during this time that there is difficulty in obtaining resources. So only one form of um, nutrients that we can be having, the carbohydrates, because if you're going to include protein, that will be more expensive. Like, but anyway, you can get protein from eggs, and that's not expensive at all, right? The egg is basic and you can get it. Or in my case, yeah, aside from really squeezing my budget, I also had this planting. We planted vegetables. That is why the green leafy vegetables, like the vegetables that comes from sweet potato, the leaves of it, and you just have to boil it and eat like a salad. And we also have planted like spinach and vegetables like squash. Just to tell you, I have a plantation of squash here in our garden at the side of the villa. And whenever you are posting something on Facebook, so many people would be appreciating, and of course it would be shame if you're not going to share uh, a portion of it. And during this time of pandemic, it is so surprising that really people have the kind of initiative that even if there is a limited resources during this time, and what we eventually be needing, and as a part of our realization during this pandemic, is that what we need this time is just simple food. I mean, the food that we sometimes have neglected during the time that because we are so comfortable with fast food and we are not eating the vegetables, we realize that during this time of pandemic, yeah, this is what we are needing. I mean, the vegetables, and to have it in their hand, like the fresh vegetables, and it was accomplished during the time that there was pandemic, that there is water spinach, there is sweet potato leaves, there are moringa and other type of spinach, and then squash, and not only that we are producing in the garden the leaves of the sweet potato, but also the sweet potato itself. So it is so surprising that the soil here in the UAE, even if to the information of everybody, this is a desert, and perhaps you are not expecting that this desert is going to produce a lot of vegetables or plants that normally are growing in tropical country, not too much tropical country like here. Um, it is growing in a favorable manner in which I myself have experienced that. You maybe do not believe that I am a gardener. I am a gardener. I love gardening. In fact, when I was still a kid, I prefer to go to the garden instead of washing clothes or washing the dishes or even ironing. No, I don't like that. I have to just go to the garden and till the land and plant. That's what I love to do. Don't give me other responsibilities, and just invite me, of course, for dinner or for lunch or breakfast or snacks. Just don't allow me. I mean, don't just give me the responsibility to wash the dishes. I don't like it. Just give me gardening. I love gardening, especially I'm having the kind of feeling that I am fulfilled seeing, seeing the the fruits of your labor. Because for me, like if you're washing in the dishes, it's like the end in itself. I mean, that's the work. Um, shall we say? Sorry, that's the work of the ladies. I think. Am I racist? No. I'm just saying that perhaps there are responsibilities that needs to be divided among the siblings in the house, and such kind of responsibility should have been given to, yeah, to the ladies. I mean, the ladies should not be um, expected to till the land because it requires muscles and it requires endurance, and for them, since um, since they have a body that is, sometimes prone to accidents, because they are not manly in itself. So that's the reason. They are not manly in its nature. So yeah, there must be a division of labor, of course, among the siblings with regards to the responsibilities there in the house. So we are nearing now the KFC after 13 minutes of walking. Yeah, so oh, so surprising that I was walking, but I am not sweating a lot because I followed the advice as per my research that I should be wearing a breathable clothing. Yeah, I can breathe, and then the air just passes through. And right now, what we are passing is like a forest. It it is like a forest right now because it is dim. Will there be ghosts here? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no ghost here. It's just dim because this particular place, there are trees here, and there is no installation of street lights anymore. So it's just dim like that. So be it. That's what it was arranged. It is dim. So just enjoy the beauty of the night. I am also having this kind of personality wherein I just wanted to be alone. And in this time that I am alone, I have plenty of the time to think and plans. I mean plan to make plans. I mean, so oh, so we are about to enter another area wherein it's already full of lights. So there is light already. So even if it's already, I mean, past 11 o'clock, the people here are still lively. They're still doing their business. I mean, their business activities, because these centers here are service oriented, like barber shops, like bakery, grocery stores, and even ironing services company and groceries. So it's still open up to this time. That's the reason why it's still open and still alive, because there are still a lot of people. And also seashore centers, cafes. I think I saw cafes. Yeah. And I think office stationaries. I saw also office stationaries. And one thing that I noticed in this particular area is that the buildings are not so tall. I mean, there is a building code assignments of every places. I mean, there is a designation as to which limit, up to what limit the height of a building is. And that's what I noticed here. I mean, the buildings are up to fifth floor. One, two, yeah, up to fifth floor only. That's what the permit allows them to build, up to the fifth floor. I also remember even in LA, there is a designated number of floors that they have to build. So, that's the code, and we cannot go against it. So we are nearing right now at KFC, and we will try our best, or we will try our, you know, our chance if there is a space, because it's Friday, and normally Friday is a very busy day, all fast food restaurants. So this is KFC. Yeah, we're going to enter. Oh, a lot of, you can see a lot of people falling in line, but only very few are eating, so we can order, I think. So see you guys. We are now at KFC.